she cheated on him and everything like that. Then and then lied and said that he hit her and everything like that. There's video evidence of all that. Everything was false. Everything was false. She tried to put that man in jail after cheating on him.
And what is interesting,
bro, when women do things like that, they should face some kind of penalty. That's insane, bro. Leanna Lenee's situation is getting worse. Ooh, video by O'Shea Duke Jackson. You know, we have not tuned in to Travis Hunter in a while now. We haven't spoken about the boy in a minute. Let's see.
In less than 2 weeks, we will all be watching the NFL draft. We want to know who's going to go where. Of course, we've been sitting around making up our own first 10 picks, and none of us really know. But we do know that the Titans have the first pick, the Browns have the second pick, the Giants have the third pick, the Patriots, and then the Jaguars. One thing is for sure is that many of us expect Travis Hunter to be long gone before pick number 6. He can go as high as number 2, maybe as low as number 5, and maybe even number 1. But there's an issue. Because players are more exposed more than now than in the past, we now get an opportunity to look at their personal lives and who they are dating or dealing with. Wasn't a big deal back in the day, but it is now. For new players, who they pick, it could be a disaster.
I know y'all been hearing about the Xavier Worthy and the Tia Jones situation, everything like that, bro. She cheated on him and everything like that. Then and then lied and said that he hit her and everything like that. There's video evidence of all that. Everything was false. Everything was false. She tried to put that man in jail after cheating on him.
And what is interesting,
bro, when women do things like that, they should face some kind of penalty. That's insane, bro.
A lot of older ladies are now going for younger guys who are just getting into the NFL or the NBA.
39-year-old Drea Michelle, socialite, IG model, etc., is now announced she's pregnant with 22-year-old Jalen Green's baby. Plays for
these Cougars are effective hunters, man. These Cougars, we just talked about the Anthony Edwards situation. 38-year-old chick got pregnant. Already baby mama for little baby. Got pregnant by Anthony Edwards. Now, these women are elite.
Houston Rockets multimillionaire athlete. Guys, what do we think about this?
But none of these guys has an explosive story like Travis Hunter and his fiance, Leanna Lenee.
Travis
this couple is very polarizing because it seemed too good to be true. And then we started to see some footage in the past how Travis Hunter was treated poorly by Leanna Lenee, but he really loved her because she was older and she was out of school and he was in high school, but she stayed the entire time.
Bro is mystified by them cheeks.
Then as people started bringing up receipts, we started to see some level of flaw in the behavior of Leanna Lenee's past.
So apparently Travis Hunter's girlfriend is on fire right now for getting caught cheating on him a while back when the relationship was still early. As y'all can see, there was a guy named Internet Nick. He basically exposed the fact that Travis Hunter's girlfriend, early on in their relationship, DM'd him. And obviously, y'all are going to want to see the dates, so here are the
She's for the streets.
Dates right here. As y'all can see, this was throughout their relationships. They specifically said that they began dating 5 years ago. If we do the math, that was 2019 or really early 2020.
Sure.
This ain't even early 2020. This is late 2020, meaning that they were in a relationship. So to get back to the text, as you can see, she says, "You're too cute. Let me wife you." The man replies, "Well, where are you?" She says,
that was the insane part, bro. She was the aggressor. It wasn't even because, look, man, it's not an excuse, but there's sometimes a dude will slide into a girl's DMs and she got a man and maybe she doesn't shut it down with the level of aggression that most dudes want their girl to, in the way that I know my girl. I mean, shit, nigga, you're not even getting a response. But for, what I'm saying, sometimes a girl might be polite. She might, respond. She's not flirting, but, she didn't shut it down. Bro, that's not even what happened here. She sliding in other dudes' DMs. Bruh, if the relationship starts off like this is a trash situation to be in. I don't think you ever or should ever marry somebody like that.
So, heart emojis, heart eye emojis, appreciate you. And then she gets left on red by her tough.
It got so bad that even celebrities were wearing their opinion on it.
You about to get the biggest check in your life. You about to go to the NFL. And all we are doing is waking you up, young brother. Because if you don't see what the is going on, gang, if we didn't give a we'll let you crash out. But from one player to the next, I ain't going to tell you what to do, but I want you to open up your eyes, man. There's no reason why she commenting on another page, an NBA with heart eyes and the money tongue out. That's your fiance.
And that brings us back to Travis Hunter. Besides going into the NFL draft, he has an opportunity.
Bro, the Skytop, Travis, that Skytop is looking crazy, though.
To sign a lot of brand deals. He already has a pretty good deal with Adidas, amongst other companies. And before he even sets foot on a football field, Travis Hunter has already made a lot of money. Even in college, his NIL deal was on point. But now he's decided to make a deal with Panini of America. This is a sports cards company. He's signing an exclusive deal with this particular company. And a lot of people aren't happy about it, at least according to Twitter. And it's not because people just don't like Travis Hunter, but it's because they don't really like Travis Hunter's girlfriend. Let's look at some of the comments here. Scott Escobar writes, "This sucks. Absolutely ruining the sports cards hobby with exclusivity." Now, if you guys know what some of the original card companies like Topps, Upper Deck, and Score, you know, players used to be able to appear on all of these card companies and it was better for collectors. But I guess in this case, Panini, which in my opinion is new because I didn't see it at first, is trying to make it exclusive. But not only this, you see a guy by the name of Chappie. His girlfriend is happy for this payday. Another guy writes, "Going to be an absolute bum in the NFL. I can't wait."
Damn.
Let's kind of go back to the girlfriend is happy for this payday. Here's something that we are noticing about young players. They are making more money than the guys who came before them. This is true indeed. Second thing that we're noticing is that these guys don't have a whole lot of respect for the older players because now they're making much money. And third, if guys give them any advice, they are looked at as being old or they are hating and they just, you know, are upset because they're in the limelight right now. And the reality is this is giving the opportunities to these older women like Drea Michelle. We're seeing it with Tia Jones, Xavier Worthy, and Leanna Lenee, a lady who's about 3 or 4 years older than Travis Hunter, a woman who, if Travis Hunter doesn't deal with her, nobody knows who she is, and she's back in Atlanta working at the strip club, booty clapping it up, okay? Here's the issue, and we all can see this. At a certain point, we bet on the fact that Leanna Lenee is going to switch up and leave Travis Hunter and take some, if not all, of what he's worked for. They are about to get married. Of course, he most likely...
Man, that's tragic, bro. Even though that's clearly what all the signs are indicating, I hate hearing that out loud, bro, because you don't want to wish bad on anybody. You know what I'm saying? I hope that their marriage works out, their relationship works out. I hope that she doesn't, all of this bad energy doesn't turn him into a flop in the NFL or just a permanent lolcow that nobody ever takes seriously, even when he's performing on the field. I don't know, man. You know, I want nothing but the best for bro, but when we take a look at all the evidence, man, it's just not looking good.
He won't sign a prenup, and all of these things are going to be her payday. And this is what guys have to understand about messing with women that don't have what you have. I get it. You guys have money. You don't need a woman that has money. It's always going to be true, and I know it's true indeed. I'm not arguing that. But there is a case to be made about dealing with a woman who doesn't have anything while you have everything. I used to want to deal with a chick that wanted me when I didn't have nothing. But you know what? I've changed my mind about that. Because if I didn't have nothing and she didn't have nothing and now I get everything, guess what? She might not be motivated to do better and she won't have anything. And guess what that means? That means whenever she wants to leave, she can say, well, you know, I was letting you clap these cheeks when you didn't have anything. And now you're just going to leave me like that?
That's an interesting perspective. Personally, I don't believe that that's how the world works, but I'm not saying what he's saying doesn't happen. Obviously, dudes become successful and wealthy and then their wives divorce them or whatever and they take half. That happens all the time. What I mean is I don't think that's the right mindset to have. Like, oh, I should wait till I'm successful, then find a chick Like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Your reality that you end up experiencing is based on your mindset. If you have the right kind of mindset, well, then you'll have the right kind of experience that you want. But anyway, shit, people want to be afraid of whatever they want to be afraid of, man.
A divorce. And if you didn't sign a prenup, guess what? Now she'll be clapping your cheeks in the court of law. And I think that many guys have to look at the fact is that people really don't love you, man. There are some women who can love you, of course. There are some people who really honestly care about you. But what if their feelings change, all right? What if their feelings change? Somebody can wake up 5 or 10 years down the line and you're not the person they want to be with anymore, okay? Things change, people change, but the reality is they've already invested in the relationship and now they would like to leave the relationship, of course, with your money, and you might be begging them to stay. They may have already emotionally moved on. Their cheeks may have also emotionally moved on, and then there you are, okay? And the worst thing that a rich man can do or a successful man can do is to elevate a woman to be in a position that she does not deserve. It is often that you see a woman in Travis Hunter's position elevate a guy that has less than her. It happens if they can't get it. For example, Megan Good or Keke Palmer, where they just absolutely can't get it. But before they go that route, they actually try to get it. They actually try to get somebody who has more than them, right? This is why guys were upset with Ruby Rose when she said, listen, I make $5 million a year. I want a guy that makes $5 million a year. A lot of guys were offended. The only way that Ruby Rose will stop going for that is when she understands she can't get that. But in the last 2 or 3 years, she's been able to get DDG. She's been able to get Drewski. So for her, she's still going to try to get as much as she can while she still is in her prime, all right? She's going to try to do that. But if the roles were reversed, they wouldn't do this, guys. And you got to stop believing that you're so special. Travis Hunter is really believing that he's special. And we all see that this is going to come down to the end.
But that's all women. All women date up. You know what I'm saying? It's just that in those situations, it's so hard for women who are so up, like a Ruby Rose, who put the whole shit aside, is objectively beautiful and rich. It's just there's such a small amount of men for a woman of her wealth, you know, combined with her attractiveness, for her to find a guy that's above her. And so she has no choice but to probably compromise at some point. I mean, there's a guy out there. Maybe she finds that guy that is above her that she wants to be with. I don't care. But for most women who live regular lives can find a dude that is, you know what I'm saying, it feels like they're dating up.
He's going to be sadly mistaken. Again, always think about it like this as a man. A man as a producer, number one. The only people that probably love you are maybe like outside of your family, 10 in a lifetime, okay? If you're lucky, one of those 10 is your wife, all right? Or a business partner, okay? Or your kids. Usually, you're not that lucky, all right? But if you are, you've done a great job. If any case,
I don't believe that. I believe that the reality you experience is the one that you believe in, right? If you tell yourself all these things, then that will be your experience. But I do believe that it is possible to have a life where it's just abundant in every category, where your life is filled with loving good people, where you have a successful, happy, thriving marriage. Guys, it's not a fairy tale. You can find interviews with people who have been married for 50, 60 years and they still love each other. And they are so happy that they were married. Those were people. But what you'll notice is all of those people, or a lot of those people, are very old. And they come from a time where that's what people expected. See, it's no different. It's just what people believed. People believed that it wasn't uncommon to find somebody that you love, that you can be married to, happily married to, and stay married to until death do you part. It used to be thought that that was just normal. It wasn't hard to find. And so that was what a lot of people experienced. And then there has been a collective shift in the consciousness of society that has gone towards a more negative disposition in regards to how attainable that is. And that is why that is what most people experience. I have seen this on a micro level, even in my own marriage. When I had certain negative assumptions because I wasn't consciously regulating my internal monologue and what I allowed myself to believe, and because I didn't have the empowered point of view that I have now, my marriage had more problems. Now, it's like I have the perfect wife. It's like I have the perfect life, the perfect marriage. I'm so serious. And I'm not saying that my wife is literally a perfect person. I'm not a perfect person. And things definitely happen that old me would have made into something bigger than it needed to be and then perceived that as a problem. But now, from the point of view that I navigate my reality, those things, they're so small and insignificant and fleeting that just no life or energy is given to them. And so, though nobody involved in this relationship, me and my wife, are perfect, and thus the marriage itself cannot be objectively perfect, it's as close to perfect as I could ever want it to be, man. I truly mean that. It is so peaceful. We've gone months without an argument at this point. It's so peaceful. It's so encouraging. We refresh one another. We recharge one another because both of us are on this same wavelength. And it's just, you know what I'm saying, in my moments of imperfection, she's able to compensate by maintaining a good mindset, and the vice versa is true. It's very rare that we're both going to be, not maintaining this empowered, positive mindset at the exact same time. People fluctuate. Things happen to them chemically, things happen to them experientially that can, even if you have this empowered, positive mindset, things can happen where you kind of lose sight of that. You get caught up in the matrix, you get caught up in the dream, in the illusion, in what's happening in the moment, and it causes you to be frustrated, to be a little bit more negative. But the chances of both of you experiencing that at the exact same time are pretty small, pretty low. And so what typically happens, if both of you are on that mindset, one of you is going to catch the other. One of you is going to like, okay, she's having a little moment right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep that positive, empowered mindset. And the vice versa is true as well. And so because of that, life has just been so good, man. Life has just been so good. Our marriage has been so healthy where that is concerned. Wish him the best. Wish his relationship the best. But you let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. And until next time, peace out.